Yes, 240 volts lighting is commonly used for street lighting. It is more efficient than 120 volts lighting because it experiences less voltage drop over longer distances. For both 120 volts and 240 volts fixtures, a line to neutral connection is needed. For a 240 volts fixture on a 120/240 volts system, connect one hot wire or line to the fixture's hot terminal and the neutral wire to the fixture's neutral terminal. A neutral wire is always required for a complete electrical circuit. In a 240 volt streetlight fixture, the neutral wire provides the return path for the current. While 240/416 volt systems are used for lighting in some industrial settings, they are not typically used for street lighting. No streetlight fixtures are available in 240 volts because of its efficiency. Use 240 volts lighting if voltage drop is a concern. Connect 240 volts fixtures line to neutral using both a hot wire and a neutral wire. Consult with a qualified electrician if you have any doubts about the wiring. Now let's delve deeper into the technical aspects of 240 volt street lighting and compare it with 120 volt systems. The primary advantage of using 240 volts for street lighting stems from the reduced current flow for the same power requirement. Power, measured in watts, is the product of voltage and current. Therefore, for a fixed power demand, such as a 400-watt high-pressure sodium or HPS lamp, doubling the voltage from 120 volts to 240 volts will have the current. This reduction in current is crucial in mitigating voltage drop, which is a major concern in long electrical runs like those encountered in street lighting installations. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage along a conductor due to its impedance, which includes resistance and reactance. The voltage drop can be calculated using Ohm's law and considering the length of the conductor, its cross-sectional area, and its material properties. A higher current results in a larger voltage drop, which can negatively impact the performance and lifespan of the lighting fixtures. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for voltage drop in branch circuits and feeders. While not strictly enforced as a mandatory requirement, the NEC recommends limiting voltage drop to 3% in branch circuits and 5% in feeders to ensure efficient operation and prevent overheating or damage to equipment. In the context of street lighting, where long cable runs are common, voltage drop can be a significant issue, particularly with 120 volt systems. By utilizing 240 volts, the current is reduced, leading to a smaller voltage drop and improved overall system efficiency. Now let's discuss the wiring configurations for 240 volt street lighting fixtures. Although the fixture operates at 240 volts, it still requires a neutral wire to complete the circuit. The 240 volts is supplied by connecting to two hot wires, each carrying 120 volts. Which are 180 degrees out of phase with each other. The voltage difference between these two hot wires is 240 volts. The neutral wire provides a return path for any unbalanced current, ensuring that the voltage remains stable and preventing damage to the fixture. The wiring configuration typically involves connecting one hot wire to the hot terminal of the fixture, the other hot wire is not used, and the neutral wire to the neutral terminal. This arrangement allows the fixture to operate at its rated voltage while maintaining a balanced electrical system. It is important to note that some older street lighting systems may utilize a different wiring configuration known as a series circuit. In a series circuit, multiple fixtures are connected in series, with the same current flowing through each fixture. Series circuits typically operate at high voltages and require specialized equipment and safety precautions. However, modern street lighting systems generally employ parallel circuits, where each fixture is connected independently to the power source, allowing for greater flexibility and easier maintenance. Regarding the availability of 240 volts fixtures, it is true that most street lighting fixtures are readily available in 240 volts. This is because manufacturers recognize the advantages of using 240 volts in terms of reduced voltage drop and improved efficiency. The widespread availability of 240 volts fixtures simplifies the design and installation process, making it easier to implement 240 volt street lighting systems. Before embarking on any street lighting project, it is essential to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer. They can assess the specific requirements of the project, taking into account factors such as the length of the cable runs, the load requirements of the fixtures, and the local electrical codes and regulations. They can also perform calculations to determine the appropriate wire size and voltage drop, ensuring that the system operates safely and efficiently. In addition to consulting with professionals, it is crucial to adhere to all applicable electrical codes and regulations. The NEC provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations, including street lighting systems. Compliance with the NEC ensures that the system is designed and installed in a safe and reliable manner, protecting both the public and the electrical infrastructure. Moreover, regular maintenance and inspections are essential for ensuring the continued safe and efficient operation of street lighting systems. Inspections should be performed by qualified personnel to identify any potential problems, such as damaged wiring, loose connections, or malfunctioning fixtures. Prompt repairs and replacements can prevent more serious issues from developing and extend the lifespan of the system. Furthermore, energy efficiency should be a primary consideration in the design and operation of street lighting systems. By utilizing energy-efficient fixtures, such as LED luminaires, and implementing control strategies, such as dimming or scheduling, energy consumption can be significantly reduced, resulting in cost savings and environmental benefits. LED luminaires offer several advantages over traditional lighting technologies, such as high-pressure sodium or metal halide lamps, including higher efficacy, longer lifespan, and improved light quality. They also allow for precise control of light output, enabling dimming and adaptive lighting strategies. Control strategies can be implemented using various technologies such as photocells, timers, or networked lighting control systems. Photocells automatically turn the lights on at dusk and off at dawn, while timers can be programmed to adjust the lighting levels based on time of day. Networked lighting control systems provide advanced monitoring and control capabilities, allowing for remote management of the street lighting system and integration with other smart city infrastructure. In summary, 240 volt street lighting offers several advantages over 120 volt systems, including reduced voltage drop, improved efficiency, and greater flexibility. While the wiring configuration is similar to that of 120 volts fixtures with a line to neutral connection, it is essential to consult with qualified professionals and adhere to all applicable electrical codes and regulations to ensure a safe and reliable installation. Regular maintenance and inspections are also crucial for maintaining the long-term performance of the system. Finally, prioritize energy efficiency by using energy-efficient fixtures and implementing control strategies to reduce energy consumption and minimize environmental impact. Now, let's address some potential issues that might arise when dealing with 240 volt street lighting and how to troubleshoot them. One common problem is voltage imbalance. In a 120/240 volt system, the load should be evenly distributed between the two hot legs. If one leg is heavily loaded while the other is lightly loaded, it can lead to voltage imbalance, which can cause equipment to malfunction or overheat. Voltage imbalance can be measured using a voltmeter, and the imbalance percentage can be calculated using a formula. If the voltage imbalance exceeds a certain threshold, it should be corrected by redistributing the load or upgrading the wiring. Another potential issue is ground faults. A ground fault occurs when a hot wire comes into contact with a grounded surface, such as the metal enclosure of a fixture. Ground faults can be dangerous, as they can cause electric shock or fire. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are designed to detect ground faults and quickly interrupt the circuit, preventing injury or damage. GFCIs should be installed in all locations where ground faults are likely to occur, such as outdoor lighting installations. Another important aspect to consider is the proper grounding of the street lighting system. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, allowing protective devices, such as circuit breakers or fuses, to trip and clear the fault. The grounding system should be designed and installed in accordance with the NEC requirements, including the use of grounding electrodes, grounding conductors, and bonding jumpers. Proper grounding is essential for ensuring the safety of the street lighting system and protecting against electrical hazards. Additionally, it is important to protect the street lighting system from overcurrents. Overcurrents can occur due to short circuits, overloads, or ground faults. Circuit breakers and fuses are designed to protect against overcurrents by interrupting the circuit when the current exceeds a certain level. The size of the circuit breaker or fuse should be selected based on the ampacity of the conductors and the load requirements of the fixtures. It is crucial to ensure that the circuit breakers and fuses are properly sized and functioning correctly to prevent damage to the street lighting system. Furthermore, regular inspections of the wiring and connections are essential for identifying any signs of wear, corrosion, or damage. Loose connections can cause overheating, voltage drop, and even electrical fires. Corroded wiring can reduce the ampacity of the conductors and increase the risk of failure. Any damaged wiring or connection should be repaired or replaced promptly by a qualified electrician. In addition to the electrical aspects, it is also important to consider the mechanical aspects of street lighting installations. The fixtures should be securely mounted to poles or other structures to withstand wind, vibration, and other environmental factors. The poles should be properly grounded and protected against corrosion. Regular inspections of the poles and fixtures should be performed to identify any signs of damage or deterioration. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it should only be performed by qualified individuals who are familiar with the applicable codes and regulations. Always follow safe work practices and take appropriate precautions when working with electricity. This video has provided an overview of 240-volt street lighting, covering topics such as wiring configurations, voltage drop, safety considerations, and troubleshooting. By understanding these concepts, designers, installers, and maintenance personnel can ensure the safe, efficient, and reliable operation of street lighting systems. The use of 240 volts in street lighting offers advantages in terms of reduced voltage drop and improved efficiency, but it also requires careful attention to detail and adherence to safety standards. By following the guidelines and recommendations presented in this video, you can help to ensure that your street lighting system operates at its best. Finally, never attempt to work on electrical equipment unless you are qualified and authorized to do so. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is always best to leave it to the professionals.